You know that feeling when everyone around you thinks you're nothing? That's exactly how I felt every single day at my office. I worked as a junior analyst in a huge company, barely making ends meet, and everyone, from my coworkers to my so-called friends, constantly mocked me. Look at her. She's still doing spreadsheets while we're climbing the ladder, they'd whisper behind my back. She'll never amount to anything. At first, I tried to ignore it. I smiled, nodded, and buried myself in my work. But inside, it hurt. It hurt to be laughed at, humiliated, and underestimated every single day. I remember one particular day. I had spent weeks preparing a project proposal, staying late every night, making sure every detail was perfect. When I presented it to the team, instead of praise, I got smirks. One of my coworkers even said, "You actually think this is worth our time?" I felt my face burning, my heart sinking. For a moment, I thought maybe they were right. Maybe I didn't belong here. But what they didn't know is that I had been hiding something. I wasn't just another employee, I was the owner of the company. Not publicly, of course. My family's wealth had been kept secret, and this company was mine. I had been learning, observing, and preparing to take control. And now, the time had come. It all happened at the annual corporate party. Everyone was celebrating the quarter's achievements. I walked in, calm and confident, wearing a simple dress that hid nothing of my determination. My coworkers were there, laughing, gossiping, and completely unaware that the person they had mocked for months was the one holding the ultimate power. When the CEO announced the new leadership positions, he called my name, not as a junior analyst, but as the new majority owner and CEO of the company. The room froze. My coworkers looked at me, their jaws dropping. The same people who had laughed at me, insulted me, and doubted me, now stared in disbelief. From that moment on, I led the company with a vision I had been quietly shaping for years. Every decision I made, every strategy one implemented, reflected the lessons I had learned while being underestimated. I infused strength and precision into everything, making sure no one could ever doubt me again. Some of the people who had mocked me quietly resigned, unable to face their own embarrassment and the reality of my success. Others stayed, humbled, and slowly learned that judging someone by appearances, by their role, or by their quiet demeanor could be the biggest mistake of their lives. And me? I finally felt the freedom I had been yearning for. I felt the respect that I deserved but had been denied. Most importantly, I felt satisfaction, not of revenge, not of seeing others fail, but of proving to myself that I was unstoppable. That I had survived, grown, and thrived despite the ridicule, the doubt, and the betrayal. Standing there, looking at the faces of people who once belittled me, I realized that true power doesn't come from tearing others down, it comes from rising above, from building yourself stronger while others underestimate you. For the first time in a long time, I smiled, not arrogantly, not cruelly, but with quiet triumph. I had won, not because I wanted to humiliate anyone, but because I had become everything they said I couldn't be. And that, more than anything, was the sweetest victory of all. I could see it in their eyes, shock, fear, regret. Every single face around me froze as if the air itself had stopped. Their laughter, their smirks, their whispered insults, everything from the past months, seemed to hit them all at once. And Mark, the one who had mocked my ideas the loudest, the one who had taken every opportunity to put me down, he looked like he'd seen a ghost. His usual confident, charming demeanor had completely vanished. His jaw was tight, his hands trembling slightly, and for a brief moment, I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. But then I remembered all the nights I had cried silently after work, all the times I doubted myself because of their words. I remembered feeling small, invisible, and powerless, and now here I was, standing taller than I had ever stood in my life. I didn't say a word. I didn't have to. My calm, measured presence, the quiet confidence in my steps, the spark in my eyes, it all spoke louder than any speech could. I let them feel the weight of their own underestimation. Some of them looked around at each other, searching for reassurance. They couldn't understand how the quiet, unassuming woman they had ignored and laughed at could now command a room, command a company, and command respect. I could almost hear their thoughts. How did we miss this? She owns the company? We've been fools. I took a slow, deliberate walk to the podium. Every eye followed me. Every whisper stopped. Every smirk faded. The air was thick with disbelief and tension. I could feel it, the shift had happened. The people who once held power over me now felt powerless. I was no longer the one hiding in the shadows, the one they thought they could push around.